What up, people? It's your boy Chig from Guna Eagle Eye, coming to again with a brand new video. Fuck, oh my fucking stubble. Anyways, coming to with a brand new video, and that is the preview for Arsenal versus Standard Liège. Um, and this game, in theory, should be a fairly routine game. In theory, yes, they are second in their league, but their league is far is far. I mean, our league is far superior to their league. This should be fairly routine. It should be fairly easy. Afternoon, people. See you flooding in. VP, Arsenio, Tom Hall, Remy. Hope you're all good. Look at me working on my lunch break. What's going on? Anyway, so yeah, just talking about the Arsenal versus Standard Liège game. I see this in theory being a pretty easy routine game. Europa League group stage games, particularly home games, should be routine. It should be dramaless. It should give the manager an opportunity at looking at other players that he wouldn't normally have an opportunity to look good for. All good. I hope you're good. No worries. You're on a break too, Evan. There you go. We'll share it. We'll share it together. And yeah, it gives us an opportunity to look at our team a little bit more closely, look at our squad a little bit more closely, and try and work some form into players that aren't in form. Having said that, the likes of Nicolas Pepe will not be getting into my team. I'll come to that in a second. I think it gives us an opportunity for also to keep certain members of the squad who may be useful down the line sharp. And I think I want you guys to keep all these qualities in mind as I start to give my team and give you an idea of who I would play. Because as I always say, I don't pick Emre's side. I pick who I would pick. It's my hopeful 11. That's why I call it a hopeful 11. Coming back to Standard Liège, they're second in their league, 1 point off Club Bruges. They have lost 2 games, played 9 games altogether. Lost 2 games, won 6, drawn 1, I believe. Or it might be 1-7, lost 2. Can't remember the order. So they're in decent form. They're confident. No doubt they'll cause us problems because I'm pretty sure there are Sunday league teams that will cause Arsenal problems defensively. But having said that, you would still hope, you would still expect Arsenal to do a job with this. This is a competition where, quite honestly, if we are about this life, really, first teamers shouldn't even come into the equation until quarterfinals. Wenger made the quarterfinals pretty easily. Emre made the final pretty easily. Sorry, Wenger made the semi-finals pretty easily. Emre made the final last year pretty easy. In theory, the way it's edging and the way it's going, we should win it this time. But this is Arsenal. And watching the Champions League yesterday, as much as I hate watching the Champions League because it reminds me of what we could have had and what we should have had, you look back and you think, fuck, who's coming to join us in the Champions League? Because we need a little bit of a run of a draw from there. That we hope that someone like a Real Madrid doesn't come into the team. That certain people don't come into the team. Now, I see Remy has put it in the chat, and I'm going to explain my reason why I wouldn't put Pepe in my team. I think he's featured a lot lately, and I think sometimes, yes, you use a game to try and play some form into a player. But actually, I also think give him a rest where necessary. Now, I know what you guys are going to say. There's an international break, the opportunity for rest. But there isn't, is there? You see, yes, there's an international break, but Pepe won't be resting. He'll have to go to Ivory Coast and play for them as well. So I think giving him an opportunity to say, all right, Peps, here's what we're going to do. Chill for this game, put you on the bench. For the home game against Bournemouth, however, I want to see you on it. Same thing with Aubameyang. Chill, relax for this game. We'll put you on the bench. In fact, in Aubameyang's case, I might not even put him on the bench. Right? Chill for this game. But again, on Sunday, on Sunday, I want to see you on it. And I think that is the opportunity that we have here. We have an opportunity to be able to see our whole squad perform. With that in mind, and with that being said, I guess I can see the debates in the chats already. Please don't forget to stick a like on this video. Drive those likes up so it gets other people clocked and noticed, because you know what YouTube are like with these notifications. So your likes do help. And I will go into my starting 11. My starting 11. I want people to hear that. All right. In goal, I'm going to put Martinez in goal. I don't think any of us disagree with that. He's starting to turn my opinion, Martinez. He really is. He's only played 2 games, but in those 2 games, I've seen enough that makes me think, okay, all right, I see what you're about. And he reminded us in his press conference, because he was in there, he joined Emre for the press conference, that he's been at Arsenal for 10 years. I mean, normally I'm not one for sentiment, and I'm not. Having said that, there's something I respect about that. Like, he stayed on his grind. He hasn't bitched. He hasn't moaned. He's just tried to show his determination that no matter what happens, he's going to be number 1. Fuck, I like that. I like that. So to me, I have no problem. For me, I'll put Martinez in goal. At right back, now there's a debate, because I've changed my mind a few times on this. I am going to play Chambers, and that will give you an indication of what I'm going to do for Sunday. But I'm going to play Chambers with the view of playing Hector 20 minutes, half an hour towards the end. But I'm going to play Chambers. I'm going to start Chambers for this game. As a right back, for me, dependable, reliable, shouldn't have been dropped in the fucking first place. And to me, I play him in this game. For the pure reason that I want Rob Holding up and motherfucking running, I play Rob Holding in this game. But to me, I'm playing him with the view of he will be my future centre-back. But at this moment in time, my future starting centre-back, sorry guys, I should have said that. But for this moment in time, we are still rehabbing him. So I'll play him in this game. He hasn't played a lot of football. I start him in this game. Now, I've just changed my mind on this. I have just changed my mind on this. I was going to put Mavropanos. But I thought, you know what? He's not played for 6 months. Would I start him in this game? In this game? A Carabao Cup game? Maybe, but not this game. So I'm thinking, I went back and forth and I thought, you know what? I'm going to play Socrates in this game. Lord knows his form needs it. And in my view, I think if you are trying to work Rob Holding back into the first team, it has to be at the expense of one of Luis or Socrates, with the long-term view of you want to replace them both. So I think for me, you drop Socrates, you put him in this game, because on Sunday you don't play him. So that's my kind of idea for this. And look at John Silver. Wow, that is a name I haven't seen in ages. Welcome, fucking hell. So sorry, that caught my eye. So yeah, I play Socrates in this game. So that's, yeah, Tom can see my logic. Left back, we're going with Kieran Tierney. I was so impressed with him last week. So impressed. I thought, okay, all right, the hype is real. Now the pressure for him, he's got to keep that up. He's got to match that performance, better it if he can. And I think that's the pressure for him. But I think Arsenal fans are not united behind anything. But I think we can all confidently say, yeah, we're happy. We are united behind this cause. Chris Knight, I've said it many, many times, my brother. I work in HR. So yeah, for me, I play Kieran Tierney as left back. In the centre, who do I play? I'm going to play Joe Willock. I'm going to play Joe Willock. And I'm going to play Lucas Torreira in his actual position. I'm going to play Lucas Torreira as a supposed, this is his actual position, a defensive midfielder. I'm not convinced he's a defensive midfielder. I think he's supposed to be a box-to-box, which I know is the reason why people are criticizing Emery. I just don't think he's particularly that good at either. I think he's a good player, but I do think Arsenal fans have him overhyped, in my view. Nevertheless, I will happily play him in this position next to Joe Willock, because the two of them, energetic-wise, I'd be keen to see what they can do. Now, I'm going to give this credit to someone who is in a WhatsApp group, Zach, because I am straight up stealing his team. And I actually liked the team, to be honest, and that's the reason I thought, oh, you know what, that is a really good team. I like that team. I'd have that. And the logic behind this team and behind that central midfield, I have to add, is because I'd be looking to introduce, at some point, Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Not at right back. As a central midfielder. Because guess what? He's a central midfielder. So when people are talking about sell Ainsley and they're giving him what I like to call the Iwobi treatment, just remember, he ain't no right back. So I'd like to see him as a central midfielder, even if it's for 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Let's see what he's got. So you can already tell I'm making some late subs in this game. But I'm keen to, but there's logic behind each late sub. So I'm not making a sub for no reason. I want to have a look at players. And that's why I gave you that little spiel at the start of this. Right? So I'm going to go with Joe Willock and I'm going to go with Torreira. At number 8, I'm going to go with Ceballos. He's not played that much football lately. I feel a bit sorry for him. I think he's a bit unlucky. I think he's one of the main victims from this Emery cannot do without putting Granit Xhaka in the team. So I think for that reason, you go with this ploy of putting Ceballos in the side. So I've gone with that. Gone with the 3. Wingers and strikers. I've toed and froed. On the right-hand side, I'm going to go with Reiss Nelson. I'm very excited by Reiss Nelson. Or I was at the start of the season. And to be honest, bar one game, he's disappointed largely. But I've not given up. I'm not tapped out on him. I just am keen to see him play in his rightful spot. Not on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side, and see what he's got. Because January is looming. And I tell you what, people are talking about us strengthening in January. If Reiss doesn't step up, I'm loaning his ass. Stroke selling his ass in January. And for that reason, he deserves a platform to be able to fight. And therefore, I would play Reiss Nelson on the right-hand side. On the left-hand side, I'm going with Saka. I know Saka's played a lot of freaking games, so asking him to play another game is a big risk. I'd probably do that with the view of bringing on maybe an Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Maybe an Ainsley Maitland-Niles, or maybe someone like one of our youngsters, maybe like a Balogun or someone like that, change the shape a little bit towards late in the game. But I just think he's the best left winger we got. So I think play him left side and let's see what damage you can do. I like the kid. I just like the kid. I like everything about him. And I think we could do some damage with him on that left-hand side. And then up top, just because he and this man combined so well last week, I think I want him to do it again, is I'm going with Martinelli up top. I thought he was excellent. Do you know what I really liked about him, actually? It was the poise that he showed for his goal. Everything about it, you kind of knew he was the shit. You know, there was something, people compare him to Neymar. I'm not sure about that Neymar stuff, but he had this kind of air of, give me the ball and I got this. Lee used this term last week in his watch along, and I completely agreed. You know me, I don't normally completely agree with Lee, but actually I really did, and that was, and I was the one that pointed it out. Was I noticed how when Callum Chambers got across into him, and it was almost like a half-hearted effort that came from Martinelli. My man was not afraid about saying, listen, bruh, I need that shit quicker, and snappier. That was cool, but I need that quicker into my feet, and I'll do the rest. Literally, the next opportunity that happened, Callum listened, whipped that shit in quick, and Martinelli did the rest. And it was a goal. And for me, I like that. I like that kind of maturity of thinking about him. And that to me shows me he has the temperament to be able to play at this level. And for me, I'm excited to see what he brings. I like the kid a lot. I think he's got a lot about him, got a lot of swag to him. And I've said it from day one. I knew they'd try and convert him into a striker. It looks like that's what's happening. And you know what? I'm all for it. Let's see what we got with him. So for me, I start Martinelli up top. So as you guys can see, it's a very youthful, very exuberant side. But it's a side that I believe will produce results. And I think tonight, we should brush these lot. We should brush these lot anyway, but we should brush these lot over. It should be 4-1, which means knowing Arsenal will probably be 1-1. But I'm going to go 4-1. I think Arsenal will get the job done. And yeah, that's that. You guys let me know what you think. Please leave it in the comments below. If you like this video, give this video a thumbs up. There's 46 of you guys watching, 20 likes. That means over half of you ain't liked it. It's free, it's quick, it shuts my big ass up. Slam that like button for me. I appreciate it every single time you guys do that. Let me read out some quick predictions. So Ryan says 3-1 or 4-1. Remy says hit the like button. Oh, I like a Remy. I like Remy already. Shadow Aussie says 4-0 Chig. Thanks for keeping it short, mate. I got it, brother. I got to go back to work. I have no clue about the opponents. Do they have any good players? Truth be told, mate, I don't know either. I'll be honest, Herb. I don't know. I've done so much shit over the last couple of days, including being ill yesterday. So I haven't had an opportunity to do as much research as I would have liked. So I have no clue. But I guess we'll find out tonight. All right, I'm out of here, people. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll be back later on Lee's channel. Then I'll be back on my channel to do the review stroke player rating. So keep an eye out on that. And yeah, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We're growing, people. Well over 6,000 people subscribe now. Fantastic. Let's keep that number moving. All right, I'm out of here. Take care.